So what I'll do, Mark, is I will send this email across to you guys soon, and you have a look at it. But at the same time, I'll go back to these guys and ask them if they could give me another quotation, because I know the costing will definitely change, and get in touch with Principal Yasawa North and ask him if there is it this they need the panels for the solar panels for this school, or they need some more, and see how it goes from there. Then I'll get back to you. But give me about a week. I need to go back and check with them.
Yeah, that's great. Uh, because we have some time, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so another problem with environmental projects, although this is starting to look like an environment plus water wash project, because they also want to use the water for, I guess, for drinking, right?
Yeah.
And also for uh, making the toilets in the schools flush toilets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, yeah, great. You know, the other new thing in the terms and conditions on environmental grants and also WASH is that you cannot just do infrastructure. You can't just do equipment. So, what they would have to do, I guess, as as part of the uh, community assessment, is, I guess, figure out a way to include environmental education as part of the grant and also WASH. So, maybe you can do an outreach to the students on, why is hand washing important, or why is
Yeah.
sanitation important, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I have another question is, what are they doing now to drive the generator? Are they using, or
I
drive
think they
the
have a
pump?
generator. I think they have
So
a
they're
generator.
using diesel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
must
yeah.
be getting costly now. That's why. That's why they, because I had reached out to them to ask them if they had anything they wanted. So they did tell me that it was the cost of the fuel. And so they have certain time they leave it on and then they put it off for the night. So they have to go during the day. Half of the time it's not on the generator because it's pretty expensive now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we had a project in the Philippines where uh, they had a desal system on an island, uh, but they were running it on diesel. It was more expensive to run the system than it was to buy bottled water from the mainland.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they didn't use it. They just let it sit there. So we ended up doing a new system that is based on solar. And of course, solar is free. So once you install the system, then you got it.
Yeah, I think that other project that you're saying about environmental education outreach program would be a good one too, because most of the hygiene wise in the outer islands they're not very good. So we'll have to probably look at that and do a proper proposal and then send it to you guys. What I'll do is I'll send all the information to the chairperson, the president, and when we meet later, maybe tonight, and I'll tell him how to go about it, how we can do what we can do, and then get a team together to do a proposal and send it to you guys.
Is it
So
going to
That
be
sorry,
separate project or part of the water project? It's a one project, right, Mark?
it's a one project. Yeah, it'll be a one
And
project.
another thing is when there is a the wash related project, they have a very strict requirement. The foundation has a requirement that they need, I think, one toilet per 25 student, or is 20 or 25, Mark? Do you remember?
yeah,
And
something like
and
that.
and the gender separate for separate
Why
gender.
it's not
Very required.
connecting?
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll have to look at all that too, and then put it in our proposal of how many washrooms they have and
Okay.
how many for the male. So at least it's separated, and we know. So maybe if there is a
Yeah.
need for making some more washrooms, we could add it in there. Yeah, we'll go through the guidelines of the wash project.
And also a little bit comparison, since cost is not going to be one thing, and then the electricity is limited. how much electricity they
Unbelievable.
generate from the solar, and the cost analysis based on if we use gas pump or something like the other pump.
Okay. So now
There is
would
no
you be just
electricity,
doing
right?
a general?
There is no
Would you be
electricity nearby, right?
No, they don't. All the islands, they don't have electricity. They use generators, and I think they have certain time during the morning and then in the evening for a while, and then they put it off.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
that's
point.
good.
Because if we use bigger pump and then use a generator like a 1 hour day or something like that, it might make much cheaper. I mean, just a comparison, get a sense of costing. I think we need.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'll get all that done, and then so hopefully I'll get back to you guys within. I'll get Chirag or Margaret to get back to you guys, or I will within the next 2 weeks, because we got to get all the information and compile a proposal and send it back to you guys. But in the
And
meantime,
another
I'll
thing
send
is,
what
sorry.
I have. I'll send you what I currently have. I'll email it to you guys now soon. Then you can have a look at it and then send me questions that you want in the next proposal.
Mm.
So
And
that's
since
it.
we are planning to make a part of our service project related to this as well, is that right? Our DG, he's here actually. Randy, the service project is likely to be part of this project related?
You're correct, Arjun. That's what we'd like to do.
Yeah, and what are the things we can do when we are here? And I think that would be helpful too.
I think Steve was thinking along the lines of, you wanted to do some literacy things. You wanted to bring some books and things like that. And then minor repairs, painting, that sort of thing at the school. So those of us with limited talents, can pitch in and do something.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you, Steve. I wondered who that 808-990 was.
Yeah, my apologies. I'm having technical problems getting on the bloody Zoom meeting. So I'm here by voice only, but I have been listening.
Hi, Steve.
And who's hi, Bulla Gang? How you doing?
Good, thanks. I'm actually representing Rotary Club of Lautoka, and I'm also area governor of Fiji. I'm the new area governor for 1 year. Just started in July.
Oh, okay, terrific.
Yeah, and
So, no, go ahead.
So I will get back with all. I have all the details of what you guys require and need. I'll go back to the school, but in the meantime, like I said, I will forward this document that I have received from the school in January. But I know there'll be changes later on. So, and if you could get back to me via email, just telling us what requirements we need and what we need to include in our proposals, so that we have a fair idea of what to expect.
Mm. Teresa, you said that the club, the Rotary Club in Lautoka, actually asked for this project, right? Which I think is really, I mean, in the sense that, it's something that came from them. It didn't come from outside.
Well, what happened is, like I said, I have friends from a Rotary Club in Australia, and he came back and asked me, "Oh, do you have a project you want to do?" So I went. I've noticed that we haven't gone out to the outer islands, which in Lautoka we've always concentrated on the main islands. So I got in touch with the school in Yasawas, which is outside of Lautoka, and I asked them if they had, and they were so happy to say that they had this. They needed some solar panels to work on, if they could get it. So when I sent it back to Australia with the proposal, and they said that they were not going to do it yet because they were having issues too. So it went on hold, and then until Steve came to us, and then Steve said if there was any projects, and I said, okay, yes, we have a project pending, which we would love to continue.
Yeah, that's exactly that's exactly the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
because the request came from the island, right? From the
Yeah,
island.
and yes, and we also have one or two, but it's a smaller one, which
Mm.
from a primary school that they needed. Uh, Actually, there's another school, Bar Provincial School. They needed to replace or repair the water tanks that they use because they also have water issues, but they're on the mainland. So I have that proposal pending, and I have another one from a primary school in the interior of Lotoka that needs water tanks also. So I have some two more pending, hoping that there will be another club coming to assist us. So
Right, right.
just
So, Teresa, in Isawa, where the school is, how do the village people get their electricity? Do they also need solar panels?
I think they would. Yeah, but right now I'm not sure about the villages around them. I have to go back and speak to the principal and see where do they get it from so that I can get back to you guys. So if they would need it, then they will have to send me another proposal on that so that I can include it in this one.
Yeah.
Because I think they do have generators there too, but at certain hours only.
So that
Mm.
village that you did, the Rotary Village, is that in that area?
Yes, yes, I will know. I'll have to what I see because I wasn't sure what all the information you required, so I need to go back to the principal and ask him to tell me how many villages are there, and how many people stay there, and where do they get the electricity supply from. So once I get all that information, I can put it together and send it to you people. Maybe
Okay.
the amount might differ, it might increase.
So your project that you were planning, how is the funding going?
Well, when the Australian Rotary Club didn't Northbridge, they didn't come back to us, so we had to put it on hold. And we told the school that I have to look for fundings for these things because we never had plans. Actually, we don't have funds to do it.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was
No,
looking for.
we actually have the funds
No, but
earmarked for this project. So.
but on the global grant side, they would need to put in something, right?
Oh yeah, but you know, it can
Yeah,
be.
we got that Rotary Club of Hilo's got that covered.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so if we put this together, then the club in Australia, the district in Australia, would they be able to put in some money as well?
Maybe once we've done a proposal, we get the actual costing, then we could go back and see if that Northbridge Rotary Club of Northbridge can give us some funding. Actually, Edward Rob told me that he has some funds too, which he could put in for this project. But I have to get back to him about that.
Okay. So that's your answer, Naomi. Rob's got funds that he can throw in from his club that would make it work, right?
Right. So is he Northridge or is that a different?
Separate, that's a different one. Northbridge has been now. Just last week I saw him emailing another club in Suva asking if they could, because I'm the area governor, so I get copied in all the emails, and they were saying, oh, they want to do a project. So I'm not sure if they seriously want to help us get this project going or no, because they're approaching another club. So I don't know. I have to get back to them.
So Steve, if we do this, our district, your club going to be the primary, right?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, Steve, you may have missed this since you came in late, but what we were talking about earlier with Teresa is that we don't actually need to bring in expertise from Rob in terms of cutting edge solar panels and inverters and all that kind of stuff. There is a local supplier called Nature Energy Fiji that has made a proposal already, and they're a local supplier.
Okay.
So the Rotary Foundation would be much happier with that kind of arrangement in terms of sustainability.
Mm.
Right. I'm for whatever it takes to make it happen. How's
Hey,
that?
hey, Steve,
So, and we always want to focus on helping the local economy when we're doing global grants. Isn't that one of our missions?
Oh yeah, that is the mission.
Yeah, yeah. So I can attest. You know, I grew up down there. Teresa might not know that, but the majority of the islands have no capability of connecting to the Fiji Energy Authority's grid, which is on the main island.
Yeah.
And there's about 180 islands that have people living on them, and just getting water is a challenge.
Yeah, well, the other great thing is that the reason this island wants solar is because they're running their water pump on a diesel generator now. It's extremely costly, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Yes,
Very.
yeah, so it's kind
they
of
pay big bucks for fuel down there,
yeah,
double
so
what we pay.
yeah, I mean it's kind of like the situation in Hawaii where everything comes in by barge, only double, right?
Yes, it's even worse down there.
Yeah,
It's bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
in terms of
Logistics is very challenging.
yeah, in turn, this island that is requesting the project, how what about logistics? If the Rotarians plan a trip, uh, how will they get to the island and where will they stay? I mean, will they have to go back to Latoka to find a hotel or?
They have
Yeah,
resorts on the
we'll probably
island.
we there's resorts out there, and we can always charter a boat, you know, to get out there from Denarau.
No, from
So
Latoka Wharf. You
those are
can go
things.
from Latoka Wharf.
You can go from Latoka.
Yeah.
There's many options. So what we can do is once we get further down in the process, maybe we can reach out to Rosie's Tours and ask them if they can arrange our bus transportation and the hotel on the outer island, and maybe build a package for us. And then we'll be helping another local business.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. We can help you with those two, with the logistics. Yeah.
Yep. I
But we
wish
have
I could see all of
contacts.
your guys' faces right now.
We're all smiling. Don't worry.
Yeah, I bet, man. Jeez, I'm still trying to sign on, and I'm getting blocked out, and I'm going nuts.
Wow, you should move to Maui.
And I've never had this problem with Zoom. So my apologies.
hey, Steve, one thing that,
Yes,
crossed my
sir.
mind is as far as funding goes, our sister club in Japan is many times looking to join us on projects. So, if the funding need is there, I encourage you, Connie, to reach out to, South Hiroshima to see if they want to join us on that project.
Yeah, great idea.
That's a
Thank
great
you.
idea. And I'll even entice them and tell them there's some very beautiful golf courses down there.
Yeah,
There you go.
One that Vijay Singh designed down at the Natandola. That's a beautiful golf course.
Yeah. They have some in Denarau too. It's closer to Latoka.
Yeah, the one at Denarau is beautiful. So plenty places to go.
Yeah.
But I really look forward to pulling this off, Teresa. You got a good gang up here to come down and do some good stuff.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for reaching out to us, because I think this will be a good project for everyone, and I'm sure the islanders will be very happy. So what I will do now is go back to the school and find out about the villages and get all the all the figures together and come back with some quotations, which might take me about 2 weeks. So let me work on that, and then I will present it to the Dotoka Rotary Club members when we have our meeting, and then see how they go
Yep.
about with this, and get back to you people on emails. But in the meantime, like I told Mark, I will send an email that whatever I have right now from the school, so that you can have a look at it, and then we will move
Okay.
further from here. But thank you
Okay.
so much
Very
for
good.
coming on board, trying to help another community in Fiji. Thank you.
Of course. No problem. That's my homeland.
You know, if I
Yeah.
could
And
just
make
add,
sure you tell them.
if I could just add
Go
one
ahead.
more thing before we conclude, is that, and maybe it came up earlier, I was late because I was doing a district governor visit. But we want to execute this project in March. So we're backward planning. I would really like to have everything set and finalized by January, February timeframe. So by the time March rolls around, we're in the execution phase and not coming up with more blocks to check and things to do come March, and then it gets pushed to April to May to June. We know what happens in May and June, so.
So we're gonna have
Yep.
to put this grant together like in September.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
that's why I was mentioning it now, is that, we don't want to look at March and then all of a sudden it's February, March, and like, okay, well, we're not going to be able to execute this until May, and we all know, district conference in May and convention in late May, early June. So then it doesn't happen and rolls into another year, and whenever things roll into another year, you know all the difficulties you have when it rolls into another year.
Well, as soon as we get the info from Teresa, we can start moving forward, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and contact the school later this afternoon and try and get them to give me some figures and get some quotations. I'll actually speak to the Nature Energy Fiji people myself and see how to rush it, because I think the contact person in Yasao might be finding it difficult calling out, So I'll try and do that for them and then get back to them and speak to the Yasao North principal and get more information from him that you guys need.
That sounds good, Teresa.
Yeah.
And give my regards to Millie the next time you see her.
Yeah, she said she will come online, but she didn't. Maybe she's busy. Yeah, she's been quite busy too. They're doing
Yeah,
we also have a Days for Girls kit project that we do,
Mm-hmm.
and so the Days for Girls things, they go out. She went to Yasawas to do some training there too, for sanitary pads, reusable sanitary pads. So they've been busy in that too.
Cool. Right on. Okay. Well,
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you.
you have a wonderful day, Teresa, and hope to hear from you soon.
Nice meeting you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Mother. Mark. So
Yes.
did you get all your questions answered?
Yeah, it's really good that we talked to her because, I'm a lot happier about the project especially, if there's a local supplier and it sounds like, this wasn't something that was just imposed on the club. They actually, the request came from the island, so that people really
Yes.
need it. And from what
Yes.
you're saying, it sounds like there are a lot of islands in Fiji that could use some help.
Yeah, there's many communities that need help. I mean, my cousins own an island and they have a, little resort with like 15 bungalows, and all their power comes from diesel, and they're putting in solar panels now, but that's just how it is, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, solar opens up a lot of possibilities for those because diesel power generation, I mean, aside from its effects on the environment, it's just really expensive. And
Yes.
like I said, these people in the Philippines uh, that the Kapolei Club was involved in, they weren't even using their diesel equipment because it was just too expensive, and they could bring in water, bottled water from the bigger island on in the what I'm calling the mainland. They could bring the water in cheaper than they could make it. So
Wow.
yeah, so and that was costing them, like 40% of their income from fishing was going to buying water. And so the solar saved them. I mean,
Holy crap.
yeah, yeah. So it could be a real game changer, but you know, the idea is not to do it just because it sounds like a cool thing to do, and but also one of the community's priorities, and obviously getting the kids water, safe water, and getting them sanitation is a major priority, right? So everybody cares about their kids, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
it's a great that
Right
was a
on.
great meeting.
yeah. And that's why
Good.
I mentioned the timelines is we all know how the timelines for getting product is stretched. So if it takes them 6 months to get the panels in, it's going to play. That's why I was encouraged when Teresa said she was going to reach out to them today to find out, about the project and how long is it going to take to get panels, and at what point will the company require deposits for those panels before they start to bring them in and put them together, and
Hmm.
whatever's required on the solar side, the technical side, that
Yeah.
they may not be able to get the materials. So.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Randy, because I'll bet this company, Nature Energy Fiji, probably is getting all their equipment from either Australia or New Zealand, right? And yeah, so it's going to take them some time.
Yeah.
And
Did I stop recording?
oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
sure.
sure.